Welcome back to News and Views with Joel Heitkamp. This is Cally Musland filling in for Joel Heitkamp, who is on the honor flight. He will be back Wednesday, and Abby Miller is your producer. One of my favorite people in the whole world, my cousin, Boden Skunberg. Boden is a captain. He's a captain on the NDSU Bison basketball team, and I have got to watch Boden play a lot of basketball, but I've also got to see Boden grow up into an amazing young man, and so I'm really excited to have him in studio. Boden, thanks for joining us this morning.
Yeah, appreciate you having me.
Well, we're here to preview the NDSU Bison basketball season. I know you've been busy. I think it was Media Day. Was that last week or a couple weeks ago you were down?
Yeah, it was last weekend.
Last weekend, Media Day, kind of previewing the season. And so we want to do that as well. And I guess just talk to us about how you've been gearing up for the season, when the season starts. What does a day look like for Boden Skunberg right now?
Yeah, I mean, we're in the thick of things right now. We've been practicing since June, but we've officially been going for about 2 weeks now. Going hard, doing 2 or 3 workouts a day. On a day like today, I guess, I woke up early, got my own workout in. I got a lift after this, and we got practice later today. So
yeah, well, I texted Boden, and I think I'm like the older cousin, and Boden's obviously younger. So we're like, do we contact him on Instagram or Snapchat, or will he respond to a text? But I texted him last week, and I said, hey, Boden, can you send me your schedule? I'd love to get you on air on the radio with me. And you sent me your screenshot, and you're basically working like a full-time job. Like, I worked 3 jobs in college, but this is your job, obviously, besides school. You're working, round the clock. How is that? Was that like a hard transition for you from high school to being a college athlete?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think it was just the biggest thing for me was time management. I think because we got so much going on. Outside of practice, we got school and we got our own commitments. We got to focus, on our own friendships and stuff. But it was tough right away. Going from being a kid, and you got my mom was doing most of my dirty work. But then you kind of now you're on your own in college and you're figuring out things for yourself. But it's really fun. And
you are a senior, correct?
Yep.
So now you've kind of got the role of things. What are you majoring in, Boden? Talk to me about school.
So I'm majoring in business and marketing right now, and I have a minor in communication and psychology, and I'll be graduating in the spring. So
very exciting. Okay, so one question I have for you is, because you were a COVID senior, right? You're among this interesting cohort that I feel like 20, 30, 40 years from now, they're going to be doing studies looking back in this time and where are these kids at today? Because you faced a lot of adversity in your young life. I'll just say it was your junior year, right? Jamestown High, you guys won the state basketball championship your junior year. And then it's your senior year. We're in the middle of a state Class A basketball tournament, and they cancel it.
Yeah.
Right? And you were injured at the time.
Yeah.
Then you go into your freshman year of college, COVID freshman, and now you're sitting your senior year. Are there any other guys that you came into the NDSU program with still on the team?
No, I'm the only one.
You're the only one.
Yeah.
So what's that been like, that adversity you faced every, I feel like, year for the last 4 or 5 years?
I mean, it's been weird, but I kind of see it as a blessing, kind of figuring out, myself a little bit. I just kind of being uncomfortable, and, it's nice not being with the same guys every year, getting to know new guys and just getting out of your comfort zone and just, opening up to other people and just learning new things and meeting new people for sure.
Absolutely. Okay, so the preseason polls, I think they have NDSU 3 in the conference. Tell me about the team. Tell me, should you guys be number one? What are you expecting to do this year?
We never really look into the preseason polls because we're always ranked pretty low. But for the past, I think 5 years, we made it to the tournament and the championship. So we don't look into that very much. We know how good we are, and we're gonna have a good team this year where we have mostly the same guys, and we hit the ground running this year. We've been pretty good, so we know we're excited.
Is Damari Wheeler-Thomas? I'm like a super fan. Like, outside of you, Damari Wheeler-Thomas is your point.
Yeah.
And he really stepped into that role just incredibly last year. Is it just me, or is he going to be one of the point guards in the league to watch?
Oh yeah. I mean, kudos to him, because he, last year he was playing high schoolers like kids, just playing these grown men now. And he's just he's really grown. He has a grown mindset, and he takes control of the floor, and he's a good player for how young he is, and he's my roommate too. So
Oh, is he?
So I know him pretty well. He's a great guy, and yeah, he's really fun to watch.
So obviously one person that's going to be missing this year on the floor is your big Grant Nelson. Who's going to be kind of stepping into that role, and how is that transition?
Yeah. Andrew Morgan, he's from, small town Minnesota. He's just he's a dog. Yeah. Some fellow small town kids, but he's just a dog, and kind of that small town mentality. Like, he's just like a farm boy. He'll get it. And he's tough. And he's gonna see a lot of double teams this year, so he'll be really good. And we also got a transfer named Jeremiah Berg. He's this big guy, probably 6'7". And he's got bounce. Like, he can jump really high. He's real athletic, and he'll be fun to watch too.
You said you had a transfer. So what has that been like? I guess, I don't know, from your perspective, the transfer portal. I think that's changed a lot of things in college basketball in Division I. And I think also with this COVID freshman year, I think it's changed some things too. I mean, how does that change your game plan, at NDSU, or does it affect it?
Well, I know Coach Rissman, he doesn't like the portal as much, but he's been kind of adapting a little bit because it's new. You got to adapt to like everything you do. Mm-hmm. But it's also been kind of helpful because there's a lot of JUCO players that like work hard and they really want to go to this next level, but he recruits guys that like want to stay here and want to like water the grass where your feet are, and I think he's been doing a good job of that. And we're all staying true to the process, and we all love it here.
Mm-hmm. So one thing, I don't know that you get asked much about this, but I know you're very involved with an organization kind of outside of basketball but related, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Just tell folks about your involvement with that.
Yeah, I mean, I first got involved into, I was asked to go there my freshman year, and it's just like a great group of kids who just, follow and love Jesus Christ. And I've really grown in my faith through FCA, and I've eventually now I'm on like the leadership staff. So like I help lead breakout groups and stuff every Wednesday. And, if it's not all just athletes, a lot of kids just on campus come. And I'll say anybody come if you want to ever. It's 7:45 on Wednesdays if anybody wants to come, but it's awesome, and getting to know a great group of kids, and it's growing in our faith.
Yeah. Well, I'm proud of you, Boden. What do you think what do you want people to know about Boden Skunberg outside of the basketball player? Because I think, you've kind of developed a reputation. You get kind of fiery on the court. Yep. And I think that's from the Musland side of the family, not the Skunberg side of the family. We just did a game here on the News and Views Radio Network on the early section, and I'm one of the most competitive people to have ever worked at KFGO. So it's definitely from the Musland side, but I think you're fiery and passionate on the court. But are you like that off the court? Like, what do you want? What should people know about Boden Skunberg the person, not just Boden Skunberg the basketball player?
Yeah, I know. Coach Richmond always says he says I'm a misunderstood player. Like, I think I'm just completely different off the floor. Like, I'm like you said, like the Muslims are all competitive. Whenever that side of the family comes, like I feel like you guys are more locked in than I am. Like, you guys are on the sideline cheering, talking crap, but it's true. You guys are some crazy fans, but yeah. But I feel like just misunderstood a lot. That's only like 40 minutes or to an hour of my day or my week, and everyone's kind of a different person off the floor too. But it's just like when you play against those kids, like you think they're all just like me because we're all out there talking crap, but then you get to know all of them off the floor. They're like great guys, and some of my closest friends.
And I think that's a good observation when we talk about any kind of sport, especially with youth sports. Like, you guys are still students, you're still kids, but I think fans can be some of the worst. Bring out I guess the worst in sport. Mm-hmm. And I think it's great when we recognize these athletes for the students and the humans they are. And, we all can get pretty passionate about athletics or whatever it might be. But at the end of the day, we're all just trying to get through the day the best we know how as humans. And so I wanted to ask you that. And I will say one thing about Boden. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the Boden I know. So I remember babysitting you when you were just the cutest little baby, Boden, and I was probably not old enough to be babysitting you. I don't know that I was qualified to watch a baby, but the only way I could get you to quit crying is if I sang Happy Trails. So I would do that kind of on repeat. So that's how I look at you too when you're on the court. You're just still that sweet little kid who's really grown up to be a man that we're really, really proud of. I want to ask you another question. I notice one thing that when you're warming up and as soon as the game's over, you put on a shirt. It's your warm-up shirt and kind of your post shirt. Why is that important? What shirt are you wearing when you do that?
Yeah, I mean, ever since so it's called Walk With Us, and ever since freshman year with all the George Floyd stuff and the Black Lives Matter movement, we kind of, we started a movement to get people more aware of the injustices that are going on, and just trying to advocate for people that don't have as much of a voice as some people do in society, and it's something important to me, and I try to advocate it for as much as we can, just be the voice for some people who just don't have it.
That's great that you're using your platform to do that and using your platform for good. I think it's kind of a heavy responsibility though when you are in the spotlight, whether it's a Boden Skunberg or a Dave Richmond or whatever sport it might be. There is this responsibility of privilege, I call it. We're in a privileged position to be able to be here and to have this platform, and let's use it for good. So I'm really proud of you for doing that. Can you just preview a little bit more about the season? Who are the guys to watch this year on the NDSU team? When's your first game? When do we go and we fill the shack?
So I think our first unofficial exhibition, I think, is on the 26th. So it's coming up here quick and it's flying by fast. Yeah, I'm excited. We've been practicing, competing against each other in practice, so we're excited to play something different and get some fans in. But yeah, I think as far as who to watch, we're all some pretty good players. So I don't have anybody in particular, but it'll be a super fun season.
Awesome. Well, Boden Skunberg is our guest. For the first time, I am a season ticket holder for Bison basketball. So, woohoo! I'm hoping we have a little better weather this winter, and I can make it to most of the games. But I got them all on my calendar. I'm so excited to watch you, Boden, and your teammates. I just think you've got a lot of guys last year that were young guys, but now there's some more experience on the team. So I think it's going to be a fun season to watch, and just thanks for you bring your family a lot of joy. I think it's been fun to watch you develop into the young man you are and the basketball player. So it's going to be a good season.
Thank you.